Hi guys, my name is Molly and today I am here to talk about all the books I read in the month of February and the books I plan to read in the month of March. So I would like to think that I had a very successful reading month in the month of February. I mean, of course I have school and stuff, so I don't have all day to read like I do in the summers, but I did read a total of 5 books and they were all pretty good sizes and they were all popular books or new releases that I really wanted to get to. And I did get to them. I set goals for myself. I kind of stuck to my TBR. So the first book I read in the month of February was a book I've been meaning to get to for quite some time now, actually since November, since it was released, and that is Winter by Marissa Meyer. Now, I will be book talking this, but here's the thing, I'm not going to do a full-on spoilery book talk. Because this book was so big, I was taking notes during this book, and oh my gosh, there were so many things that I wanted to talk about that I just couldn't cut it down. So I decided to do a spoiler-free review of the Lunar Chronicles series. Let me know if you want me to do this for any other series. I will be happy to do it. If you want a full-on book talk, let me know down below, and I will try. This book was amazing. This is 800 pages, and it did take me a little while. I finally really started getting into it after that 400-page mark, and it was so good. All the characters were amazing. This book made me come around on Thorn and Cress, who I didn't really love too much in Cress, but oh my god, this book made me love them so much. Scarlet and Wolf, of course, OTP, Cinder and Kai were adorable. If you have read the rest of the Lunar Chronicles books, but you're putting this one off, don't make the same mistake I did. Push through those first 400 pages. It goes by quick. It sounds like a lot, but it goes by pretty quickly after that. So definitely go pick this one up. So the next book I was dying to read this month, and I read it, and I was so happy with myself, and it was Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. So this book came out this month. It was my most anticipated book of the year. I will link that video down below if you want to check that out. Oh my god. So this book came out on a Tuesday, and I was going to a Victoria Aveyard Glass Sword signing on Saturday, but I couldn't wait to get the book on Saturday. So I made my mom take me out on Wednesday because we had stuff going on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, we went out, I bought the book, I read the book on Friday because I had that Friday off of school, and I read it, and I spent the entire day just reading it, and oh my god, it was so good! Not as good as Red Queen in my opinion. The writing was better, but the storyline, I just liked Red Queen's better. Not to say this was a bad book at all. I loved it. It was just a very darker undertone. There were spots where she sped along that I thought we could have really gotten into, and there were parts that she dragged out that I thought we could have sped along. And there were some character decisions that did not make me very happy in this book. But I'm going to do a discussion video about this book. That ending, though. The next book I am actually very happy that I read this month, and that is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. Now, this book came out in January. A lot of people were anticipating it. There was so much hype surrounding it, and I met Susan Dennard for the second time this month. I met her in January, and then I met her this month. Since I was meeting her again, I figured it was time to read one of her books. So I picked up Truth Witch. I got about 200 pages in. Then I stopped to read Glass Sword, and I met Susan Dennard, and then I finished the last about 200 pages. I liked it. It was quite good. I'm definitely excited for the rest of the series. I think this is one of those series that the storyline will get better and better as it goes on. I really enjoyed all of the characters. Am I the only one that ships, I don't know his name, the Blood Witch Audon and Isler? I ship them so much. Like, they met, like, once, and he attacked her, but I thought they were adorable, and I ship it. And then I also ship Safi and the Wind Witch guy. I forget his name. Doesn't it start with an M? I don't know. But I ship them too. I'm super excited for this series to continue on. The world is confusing. You have to really dedicate yourself to this book, which I think was the mistake I made. I started reading it at like 10 o'clock at night. I was tired. I wasn't really paying attention. So that made it kind of a harder read throughout the rest of the book. See, look at this. I have had a good reading month. The next book I picked up this month was Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I know, guys, I finally read another Stephanie Perkins book. It was so good. Alright, can I just say, I didn't get as much as I was expecting from Lola because so many people have told me this is the best book in the series and it's my favorite in the trilogy and so much better than Anna. No, will forever be the top Stephanie Perkins book in my heart. That was just such a good book. Now, this is not discrediting Lola in any way. It was a good book. Just not as good as everyone made it out to be. I think the issue was I related to Anna a lot more than I related to Lola. She has a very different personality than I do, so I think that's what kind of turned me off of her. I liked Cricket, but I didn't like him as much as NTN. Whenever Anna and NTN appeared in this book, I just died. If you have read Anna and you're debating about picking up Lola, definitely pick it up. It's such a quick read. It took me like 2 seconds to fly through. The final book I read this month was Reign of Shadows by Sophie Jordan. I met Sophie Jordan this month as well. I met a lot of authors this month. The other day I just picked this up because I wanted like a quick read, and this is, it's under 300 pages. It's quite short, and it was so good, guys. Like, if you haven't picked up this book, go get it. I just didn't have any expectations because I had never read Sophie Jordan's writing before. She was really nice when I met her. She was really fun. We fangirled about Teen Wolf, so you know how much I love Teen Wolf. So, like, anyone that will fangirl about Teen Wolf with me, new best friend. So, anyway, Reign of Shadows is about this, I haven't told you what any of these books are about. You better know what all these books are about. They are very popular. So this book is about a girl, and she lives in this world where there's been an eclipse for the past 17 years, so it's always dark. And there's these creatures called Dark Dwellers that come out, and they, like, hunt everyone, and humans turn their back on one another, and it's very good. I like how short it was. I think it did wonders for the novel because it was very fast-paced and very quick, and it was so good, and there's a guy and a girl, and I ship them. There are elements that reminded me of the 100 books and TV show, The Darkest Minds, and it's just so good. If I had to pick a favorite out of all of these for the month, I gotta say it's probably a tie between Winter, which was a very emotional ending for me. I can't believe the Lunar Chronicles series is over, and Reign of Shadows, because they were both just so good and both based in fairy tales. Moving on to the books I want to read in the month of March, I am in the mood to read. No reading slumps for me. I am ready to read. So I'm hoping I'm going on vacation. We have spring break this month. Isn't that so exciting? Easter's so early this month. But I'm going on vacation, and I'm going to, like, a beach, so I'm just gonna, like, chill, and I'm gonna read, and it's gonna be very exciting. So the first book I want to read is Firelight by Sophie Jordan. See, she wrote Reign of Shadows. I really want to read this book because I really enjoyed Queen of Shadows. It's really short, so I think I'll be able to fly through it. All I know is it's paranormal, and it involves some like humans with dragon-like abilities. I have the whole trilogy, so hopefully I'll really enjoy it. The next book I want to read this month is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. I started this book forever ago. I got up until, yeah, about right there. Do you see that? And I stopped because I was bored and I didn't like the way the story was going. I just stopped. But then I got a text from my friend Charlie from Charlie Reads. I'll link her channel down below. And she's like, look what book I just bought. And she bought Dorothy Must Die. And she was like, have you read it? And I was like, no, but I kind of did. Like, I started it. And she's like, well, do you want to read it together? And I was like, sure, like, why not? So we're gonna be reading this book this month. I'm excited because I really, really want to like this book because it sounds like something I would love. Just by the title, you can tell it's screwed up fairy tales. So we'll be reading this month. Let us know if you've read it or if you're planning on reading it. Maybe you can read it with us and it can just be like motivation for everyone. The next book I want to pick up is Whispers of the Fallen by J.D. Netto. This book I got all the way back when I went to BookCon last year. I do really want to pick up this book. It has to do with humans finding Lucifer's diary, which sounds really interesting. I know a lot of crap goes down. I know it's kind of dark, and I'm super excited for it. I have heard really good things. I own the first 2 books in the trilogy, and lately I've just been feeling the want to pick it up. So the next book I want to pick up is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Did you know that the movie was supposed to come out this month? I looked it up, and it turns out the date was changed to December, and then I'm on Instagram the other day, and Ransom Riggs posts something. It's coming out in like November or September, I'm not really sure. So I was like, well, this is confusing, so I'm just going to read the book this month and so then I am prepared for any time they decide to put out the movie. I'm a little over 100 pages into this book. I was really enjoying it. I just put it down. I don't even know why. It's time for me to pick it back up. I'm really excited for the movie. I know this series is amazing. I own the first 2 books in the trilogy, and I just really want to get into this series because, like I said, I've heard so many amazing things. It's time for me to jump on this bandwagon. And the final book I want to get to, my friend is going to die over, and that is Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I know, this one's for you. I'm finally picking this book up. I don't care if I finish it this month, I'm just starting it. I have to start it because I've just given up on Assassin's Blade. I can't do it. I can't read. If I have to read Assassin's Blade before Air of Fire, I'm never going to read Air of Fire. So I'm just giving up on Assassin's Blade. I will read it after I finish the series. It's really not that intimidating to me anymore, so I'm hoping that I'll fly through it. So many people lately have been telling me I need to get to Rowan. I have to get to Rowan. I mean, if people are that in love with him, I think it's time for me to fall in love with him as well. So this is the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series, and let me know down below if you've finished the entire series. Hopefully there's people out there like me that haven't. Those are the books I read in February, and these are the books I plan on reading in the month of March. Let me know what books you've read and what books you were planning to read. If you've read any of these books, do you want any of these books talked, either coming book talks or ones I've already read? If you have any requests for videos, leave them down below and I'll be happy to do them. But that's it for today's video, guys. I try to upload a video every week. If you like my videos, then you can subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye!